Welcome back to Bleeding Blue, a sit-down podcast with Exeter athletes. I'm Adam Cooke, the host of this production, as well as a writer, reporter, soccer announcer, and baseball manager at Exeter. Today, I talked with Haley Schwenk, a phenomenal three-sport sophomore athlete at Exeter. She unfortunately went down with an injury recently, but has still made her mark at the high school. We talked about her recovery, time management, and more. I hope everyone enjoys this show. Welcome back to Bleeding Blue. I'm joined by Haley Schwenk, a sophomore three-sport athlete. So, how are you today?
I'm doing okay. Could be better.
Can you introduce yourself, who you are, what you do?
I'm Haley Schwenk. I'm a sophomore here at the Exeter Senior High School, and I play volleyball, I bowl, and softball for the school.
So, you went down with an injury. When was that?
It was in the middle of my bowling season, and near the end of it though, which was a good thing, but softball started up again and just put a drain to it. I was a little sad. I cried a little bit.
Yeah, I get that. So you said ACL tear?
My ACL, yes.
Yeah. What's the timeline for recovery on that?
So it's about roughly 6 months for a recovery. So I'll be out for my volleyball season my junior year, sadly, but I should be back for bowling.
Hopefully. Are you still have a place on the softball team, kind of with the team, or are you a little separated because of your injury?
I mean, I'm still part of the team. I kind of act like the manager right now, get my community service hours in.
Yeah.
But a lot of the girls say that they miss me. They miss me being around. But I'm just there for support and to get them hyped.
So your bowling season, were you able to compete in the county championship?
I was able to compete in the county championship, yes. I did not get hurt before that. I got hurt after it. Our team placed second, I believe, yeah.
So what was it like to be the team runner-up in bowling?
It was a little rough. We lost to the same team twice, 2 years in a row. Yeah. And next year, I think we're just going to blow through it. I think we'll do good.
Is that because there's so much returning talent and you guys already have that chemistry made?
I think so, yeah. We're a very young team, so.
I mean, you guys are all underclassmen, right? Or you were at least this year?
Yes.
So how does that affect things, and what is that going to look like going forward?
I think the bonds are just going to get so much stronger, and we're going to be able to bowl together so much better. And teams coming in with new people every year is going to be rough. And my senior year will be 3 years of us all together.
Mm-hmm. You're the team captain for bowling. So what does that mean to you, and how do you think you individually can affect the whole team?
I would say that it's just a leadership role, someone to look up to, and to keep them motivated and stay happy. Sometimes you're doing that, but you still gotta stay happy and keep your team up, because your team's gonna pick you up.
Mm-hmm. And does that kind of chemistry and your role in bowling make bowling mean more to you than your other sports, or do you kind of value them all equally?
I value them a lot equally, but bowling's a little more heartful for me right now because it's the one I've had most of my success in this year, so it's just can't wait to get back to it.
When did you start bowling, and when did you realize that it could be something that you play and really means something to you?
I've been bowling since I was very young, around maybe, I think, 8 years old. I've been bowling for a long time. And just recently, maybe 2-3 years ago, when I started bowling in tournaments for college scholarships and all that, it started to make me realize how much I loved the actual thing. And I've been looking at colleges for that, so.
Yeah, like you said, the college scholarship implications with that. What does that mean to you to be able to maybe go and play past Exeter?
I think it would mean, like, it's just it will make it a little easier for me, because hoping, like, I can get more scholarship money towards my tuition and all that, so.
Yeah. How'd you pick up your other sports? So, volleyball and softball, where does your love for them come from as well?
Volleyball and softball are both come from my mom played softball throughout her whole life, and then volleyball my sister played in high school, and I was just exposed to it. My sister also played softball for the Exeter High School in 2018.
So do you think playing all three sports is going to be something that you see yourself doing throughout your next 2 years at Exeter?
I do see myself playing all three sports throughout my high school career.
How are you able to manage, that time that between school and all the sports you play, since you're playing all year round?
So, I mostly, if I have like homework or I need to study and we're on like a away game or something, I'm normally studying on the bus. You'll see me put my headphones on and just go into my stuff sometimes. But
yeah.
Or like, I'll just be at home not doing anything and I'll go on my computer and that stuff.
During your summer, you have, obviously, there's no school sports.
Yeah.
So how much free time are you having with that? Is your schedule still packed with travel or club ball?
Normally my schedule's still packed a little bit, because my volleyball team, they're going down to nationals this year, so I'm going to go down and support them. And then along with my softball team, they're going to be going down to Virginia for nationals, so I'll be down there supporting them a little bit too.
Do you enjoy that, having such, hecticness in your schedule?
Sometimes, because it keeps me going.
Yeah.
So I'm not like just chilling, like laying around. It keeps me up and going.
Which club sports do you do, and which teams do you play for?
So I play club volleyball for East Coast Power, and I play under a coach named Keith Eckenrode. And I play with some girls from Exeter on my team, but we're just like, it's like a group out of like Wilson area. And then I play softball down in Horsham for the Banshees.
What is it like to play for outside teams beyond Exeter, club teams? How do they vary, and how does it help you in your game?
I think that outside teams are can be more competitive sometimes, or just a different experience, because I know that school can get exciting, but when you're out in a travel game and you're in the championship game, it's a whole different thing than at a high school game.
Yeah. And when you're playing for 2 club teams, 3 school teams, you're gonna have do you have a lot of different numbers that you wear, or is it pretty uniform through each sport?
I wear 3 different numbers. Mm-hmm. So for volleyball, my uniform number is always 19. My sister was 19 and I had just kept it. And then for softball, for school, I wear 23, and then for travel, I wear 17.
All right. We're going to segue into the rapid fire questions. I'm just going to say something, just a quick question. You're just going to name it off the top of your head. Don't feel pressure to go too quick. So, favorite jersey of the sports that you play, the design-wise?
I would have to say either my bowling jersey or my Banshees gold jersey.
Favorite color?
I would have to say blue.
Favorite class you have currently?
Strength.
Hidden talents?
Don't got any.
Funniest teammate or teammates that you have on any team that you play for?
My funniest teammate, I think I would have to say, is my friend Caitlin Smalls.
Favorite pizza spot around here?
I love Mama's Pizza.
And favorite post-game meal?
Chick-fil-A. All the way.
What do you get there?
I get my Chick-fil-A sandwich with a Dr. Pepper and Chick-fil-A sauce. Go to.
So, right now, being sidelined with an injury. Has that opened up your schedule a little bit more?
It's opened it up a little bit, like way more than it used to be, because I don't have to run to things. Normally I'm running from practice to practice, but right now I'm just relaxed, and it hurts a little bit, but it's okay.
Are you excited to pick sports back up when you eventually return in, you said the winter for bowling?
I'm going to be very excited. I'm very excited for that, yes.
And when you return to softball and volleyball next year for your junior year, do you think there's going to need to be any, you need to get back in the game because you've been rusty at all?
I think there will be a little bit, but I plan on putting in some work over the winter for softball and then in the summer for volleyball and all that.
What's the recovery process like for a torn ACL? Do you need physical therapy or that stuff?
It's a lot of physical therapy. You have to retrain things in your leg and all that, but it's not very difficult, but it is what it is.
Have you felt the love from your teammates, any support for you and for recovery?
I felt a lot of love from my teammates. My travel team sent me a box of cookies saying, "Hope you get better soon. We miss
awesome.
you." And then the Exeter high school softball team sent me home the day after my surgery flowers and a card that said "Get well soon."
So do you think you have a lot of teammates throughout a bunch of different teams? So how much do they mean to you, and how do they affect you and shape you?
I love my teammates. I couldn't ask for better ones right now. They shape me as a person because if I'm not around them, it's weird. If I'm not around anybody, it's weird. And normally I am either in a gym playing volleyball, at an alley talking to my friends, or on a softball field joking with people.
What have been some of your favorite memories that you've had throughout any sport with your teammates?
One of my favorite memories so far was she graduated last year, Morgan Herb, plays for Kutztown right now. It was one game, she hit right before me, she hit a home run. I'm like, well, that's a tough act to follow. She's like, you'll be okay. And then I hit a home run, and then later in that game, I came up to her, called time, she was pitching, walked up to the circle and said, "What are you doing? Get your head in the game," and she just laughed.
Is a leader or a senior like Morgan from last year, are those people that you look up to a bunch?
I look up to my upperclassmen a lot because they help me. They teach me things that I haven't known.
Specifically, is there any sport in particular that you've seen that uses a team dynamic more than the others?
I would say that bowling has a little bit of team dynamic, but I think volleyball and softball have more in it because you have to work together to get, softball you have to work together, get it outs, and get hits going. Volleyball you have 3 contacts for one, which pass would have to be good, a set, and then a kill.
Yeah. With bowling, and how does that team dynamic work when you're playing together, even though you're individually rolling?
It's sort of like a mood. If you're not in a good mood, you're probably not going to bowl well. But if you're not bowling well, you still have to try to be in a good mood to not tear your teammates down, and having somebody that's being happy-go-lucky helps them a lot because they can get down on themselves, and I just quickly make them laugh, and then they're back up and going.
Yeah. Were you able to compete in the county district bowling tournaments?
I sadly had to give up my district spot to another girl because of my ACL tear, and I bowled in in regionals and all that for team, but I didn't bowl in singles.
What's the difference between that when it's just you in your head and how you're playing?
So I think it's different because of if it's just you, it's harder to control your emotions, but if you have other people, it's easier to control them. Because I know when I got the news of I wasn't able to bowl, I cried for that night.
Yeah.
But then I came back the next day, and they just gave me a hug and said it will be okay.
Where does the county tournament take place?
So this year it took place at J Lanes, but next
Nice.
year I'm pretty sure we're going to be at Burke's Lanes.
J Lanes is also the place where Exeter bowls. So when you're competing there on a county stage, does that mean something to have J Lanes?
I think it puts like a little more pressure on you because it's your home house and you feel like you should do good, and like when you put that much pressure on yourself, you normally don't do well.
Where are some of your other favorite places that you've ever played, whether it's for a traveler club sport or Exeter?
I loved playing for Exeter. I loved playing at Lions Field I loved playing at Lions Field for counties, playoffs, and all that. I would say for travel sports, I got to play at the Orange City Convention Center down in Florida.
Nice.
And got to visit the ESPN Center.
When you're traveling so far down to Florida with teammates, does that build a bond with them?
Throughout the season, yeah. Like, we're building bonds, and that, I think just going down to, like, a state that far away just builds the bond more because you're with your teammates even more.
But for your Exeter sports, you don't really ever go that far?
We don't ever go that far, no. I know baseball goes down to Florida, but softball just won't do that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other sports that really do that. I know there's a few schools that go some places, but I mean, yeah. What does it mean to you to be an Exeter Eagle and bleed blue?
It means a lot to me. Like, I don't think I'd want to be really anywhere else, but it's just exciting, I guess.
Where do you see yourself as both a student athlete and a person in the next few years of your high school career and then beyond Exeter?
I see myself pursuing physical therapy in college. I'm an athlete and want to stay around athletics, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm very close. Like, I talk to our athletic trainers quite a lot. I'm down there normally every day just talking to them, and I plan on sticking with that, and it just means a lot.
Did those athletic trainers that you're close with, did they kind of shape that vision for you that you wanted to be a physical therapist, or was that something you already had known before?
They shaped it a little more than what it was, and since I tore my ACL, I just want to be like, it makes me feel like I want to be like there and help somebody that I've went through it, so I know how it feels, and like help them get through it.
Are there any other teachers or staff or coaches at Exeter that really mean a lot to you and that have shaped who you are?
I would say that my bowling coach Lou Ellis, he's shaped me quite a bit. He's like he jokes with me a lot, and then I would also say a teacher that shapes me a lot is Miss Harper, the photography teacher. I can just talk to her about anything.
Is the bowling coach for the girls the same as the guys?
So Lou is our main coach for everyone, but he mainly stays with the boys, but comes over to the girls and like helps us.
Got it.
And then we also have another coach, Alexis Schwenk. She's my sister.
Oh, nice.
When she's there, she's normally our coach. And then next year we're getting a brand new coach, Zach Preiser, who's going to be helping around everything.
So having a sister that is in the same realm as you, do you look up to her?
I look up to her quite a bit, yeah. She's just my role model normally. She's always there for me.
And you said did you say she played volleyball and that's what inspired you to get into volleyball?
Yes.
So are you able to get, tips and that stuff off of her since she's played similar sports as you?
Yes, I get many tips from her because she plays the same position I did, like I do. And she played in the collegiate level and all that, so I get different tips from her that normally the coach that we have wouldn't give me. And she played under this coach too, the coach that we have at Exeter High School.
Yeah. What other people or events or other things do you think have made you who you are and made you successful?
I would say that a lot of my parents have made a lot, like, pushed me to a lot of this because they were athletic kids when they were younger and just pushed me into the sports, and I ended up loving them. And then I would also have to say you can have good coaches that, like, help you, like, and make you grow and learn things, and you also have bad coaches that teach you things, but you also grow for them. So some of those coaches have made me grow as a person too.
I mean, how does a good coach, do you think, affect a team, and how noticeable is it?
I think it's noticeable by, like, normally like a batter, like a coach that's not very good would be like more of like a yelling negative tone at you, like over and over. Like, don't get me wrong, a good coach will yell at you negatively sometimes, but not all the time. They'll pick you up. Like, our softball coach this year is a very good coach, I feel. She knows how to pick people up, but will tell you if you're doing something.
So you think some of that criticism towards your play can be definitely beneficial?
Yes, because it'll teach you what you're doing and what needs to be worked on.
Yeah. So next year you're becoming a junior. Right now you're a sophomore. What kind of a change do you think it's going to be when you're back in sports to become, now you're an upperclassman?
I think it's going to be a little, like, more of people looking up to you a little more because you are an upperclassman, but team dynamics I don't think will change, and I think you'll just get along and you'll just have more responsibility, I feel.
There's a lot of athletic talent in the class of 26, so what does it mean to you to stand out as a really talented athlete in 3 different sports among the class?
It's like, I feel it's a little bit of an honor because there is so many of them, and just that it's hard to believe that the 2026 is that talented, but hey, athletes come in.
Yeah. How excited are you to get back to sports then?
I'm going to be very excited. I'll be excited to play with my friends again.
Is there anything else you want to add on today?
I think we're good.
All right. Thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome.
I hope your recovery goes well and it's speedy. To be awesome when you're back and playing. So
thank you.
Appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Thank you to Haley for coming on the show, and thanks to everyone who tuned in. If you want to stay in the loop with Bleeding Blue, check out my website, adamcookejournalism.com. Follow me on all my socials at adamcookejournalism, and hit the follow or subscribe button wherever you're listening. Thank you for supporting local journalism with Bleeding Blue. This is Adam signing off.